Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, Part 12. And this one reviewing Season 13 of One Piece. This season was roughly 37 episodes long. Now, this season has about about four different story arcs with it. One, which takes up most of the season, is the Imprison Down arc, which covers episodes 422 to 425 and 430 to 452. There's a few episodes they skipped over because that was simply a setup for, um, yeah, there was a few episodes they had to set up for the film, Strong World, which they referenced him a couple times this season. I didn't get a chance to watch those because I wanted to continue with the plot of this season. I'm gonna watch those later, but yeah, then goes back to Impound Down. Wraps up at episode 52. And then, simply put, they have like a few episodes just to drag it out a little bit. Basically, it's an adaptation of the Straw Hat Separation serial, which basically is the third time in the series where they adapt, where it's a story adapted from the cover stories of One Piece. This is the third time this has happened. They did it for the first two, and after that, they didn't do it for a while. Now, in the manga, the Straw Hat Separation serial covered exactly 16. It's a 16-part story, and they adapted this into at least 4 episodes. Where the first, now pretty much these are what happened in these episodes. You have the first one, which focuses on Nami and Frankie. The second one is, let's see, Sanji and Chopper. The third one is Robin and Usopp. And the last one is Zoro and Brooke. Yep. Yeah, it simply put, from the previous season, they did pretty much the same thing where they adapt the first part of these stories into like episodes, and then in the where they adapt the first half, like part one of each one of these character stories, and this season they adapt the second part just to stretch out the season out a little bit. And then pretty much the last couple episodes is just basically a recap of stuff with a little bit of new stuff. Basically, the last couple episodes are meant to be clip shows. Yeah, because they tend to do this. Shows just basically where it's kind of like how far basically we come. Though in the case of the first one, basically it tells basically of Luffy's experience, like everything basically relating to Ace from Alabasta up until he was captured. The second one is basically a recap of most of the 7 warlords that have been introduced so far in the series, who, at this point, all but one of them has met Luffy in person. The only one has not is Doflamingo. He doesn't meet him until this particular season I'm working on right now, which I'm about... I am exactly... I think I'm almost 10 episodes in right now. But, yeah. But basically, Boa Hancock is seen kind of like the beginning, where she's just there. Now, basically, like in the manga, basically she smuggles Luffy into Impound Down via basically hiding him in her clothes. Yeah, that's basically what she does. Which, as of what he's holding on to, they don't really show it, though there was a hentai that kind of shows exactly what he was holding on to, but that's just a spoof of it. I'd rather not go into it. Yeah, because they don't exactly show what part of her body he was holding on. Like, it's implied he was holding onto her waist, then he wanted to go a little bit higher. But yeah. From what I can tell from Impound Down, basically from that particular story, there's hardly any change, and this is actually the third part of the Summit War saga. There's actually 2 more arcs left for this particular saga before they do the 2-year jump, which, by the way, the following season covers the last 2 sagas, which is Mainfort and the post-war arc. Now, the thing with these particular couple arcs, it's just basically Oda, like in the manga, throw everything in. Throw every villain who's appeared in the series so far. You have Luffy running into Buggy, Mr. 2, Mr. 3, Mr. 1 from Baroque Works, Crocodile. They even introduced in this one the last warlord ever introduced in the series, Jerumba, I think his name is. Plus, they bring back Blackbeard, and Luffy gets a chance to remember him, basically seeing him from way back in the anime was back in season 6. Yeah, way back in season 6 when he talked about the whole Sky Island stuff. Which, by the way, the last episode would recap Doflamingo. Yeah, they actually show a little bit of that particular season as well. Yeah. Let's see, what else? I mean, it's nice to see the fact they threw in all these villains in who previously been seen. I mean, some of these villains like Crocodile and Mr. and Agents number 1 through 3, these guys have not been seen since season 4. So yeah, it's been a while since they've been seen. At this point in the anime, it's been 8 seasons since they've been seen. They've last seen season 4, and this is season 13. Actually, it's like 9 seasons. But in actuality, in the manga, it's been several arcs since then. Let's see, we have Skypiea, Water 7, Eros Lobby, Post Eros Lobby. So basically, these guys that basically were last seen about, I think about almost like 7 arcs back. So it's been a while. So it was nice the fact they brought these guys back because, well, Oda's like, I bet Oda was like, okay, we're getting close to basically getting to a point where I want to basically do a 2-year jump, at least about halfway. So let's just have it where we bring back these characters. Also, excuse me, during the impound, you get a chance to see Gecko Moria again. He's an interesting pirate lord per se. I mean, he was the main villain of the previous arc, so it kind of makes sense they just bring it back because, well, the whole thing with Whitebeard thing was building up since Edoros Lobby, since post Edoros Lobby. Yeah, so it's been up a little while, so good thing they built it up. And and it seems something though that oh, I almost forgot this. The admiral who actually brought who arranged to have Boa Hancock visit Fire Fist Ace. Yeah, he was actually first seen in the Edoros Lobby. I kind of forgot the fact he was there. It was something though they brought this guy back for Amazon Lily. And of course he shows up in this arc, and he shows up in the current Marineford arc, which I'm currently watching right now. Basically, this guy shows up in 3 arcs. Which, hey, you can at least praise him for that. Yeah. Also, toward the end of the last episode, not only show the 7 warlords, the ones we showed so far, they even show off some of the admirals who basically made appearances in the show. Like, first was Aokiji. Yeah, they show him off. And and the way they first show him in the episode is that he's sleeping on the floor in his office. Yeah, and this is something that kind of really weird about him. Unlike the other admirals who wear hats, he does not wear a hat. He has like these little blinders he puts on like on top of his forehead so he can sleep. Here's kind of the weird thing. Now, some people do wear those in order to sleep, but they don't wear it as a head accessory like this guy does. I don't really know why. He just does. I know currently in the manga he's no longer an admiral because he lost a duel to the admiral who was kind of introduced in this retrospective, which you get a chance to see what his Dofru power is in the current arc approach right now, which I'll talk about that in part 13. Currently, right now, he's an ally of the Blackbeard pirates, and he also lost his arm during the duel, and he basically has a artificial arm created with his ice. Yep. But the place where they had their fight, that happened at a place called Pink Hazard, which there's an arc that basically, that's actually the arc that comes after the whole Fishman Island arc. Which, by the way, Fishman Island was really long. The whole thing with this particular arc itself, it's not very long per se. Yeah. Impound Down is roughly, it covers at least 25 chapters over the course of 3 books. Yeah, that's simply the way it is. Um, Now, in the anime, basically the Marine for which basically starts off this particular season, um, it covers 33 chapters, 33 episodes, but the first two episodes are actually seen as the last two episodes of season 13, and then pretty much the first 31 episodes of season uh, 14 basically covers this whole entire arc before it moves into post-war and of course toward the time jump. Okay, excuse me. Otherwise, that's really it. Uh, Basically, it's like basically the whole thing with Impound Down is basically like you can kind of see it as setup for the next arc. In a way, it's basically just a big build, just a good excitement, return to villains people probably liked in the manga and of course in the anime. That's probably the reason why they brought him back. It could explain why that they couldn't bring back maybe Arlong. I mean, he could have ended up here. I mean, he was arrested after he was defeated by Luffy, but they don't really say exactly where he ended up. I mean, I suspect it maybe Imperial Down, but my guess is some people probably didn't want him to come back, but my guess is the reason why the people from Baroque's Works, basically the ones that were arrested, ended up in Impound Down. My personal guess is because that's probably where they ended up. Buggy basically was captured off panel, surprisingly. Yeah, this is something that's quite weird. Even the manga, they basically they show a flashback. There's no build. It's Buggy's an Impound Down for no explained reason, and they show a flashback of him just wandering into a Navy base and he gets captured right away. Heck, the people who captured him didn't know the fact he had devil fruit powers. Yeah. And also they found out, and this is quite interesting, they found everybody who escapes Impound Down is shocked the fact that Buggy was on Gold Roger's ship. Yeah, something that Luffy already knew, and the fact that he mentioned the fact he met Gold Roger's first his vice captain, which Buggy's like, the old man is still alive. I bet he thinks that's awesome. Yeah. Perhaps that Luffy could also mention the fact that he knows one of the people who actually built Gold Roger's ship. Well, at least one of the people who actually worked with the guy who built Gold Roger's ship. Which is something that's kind of weird, though, in the anime. They never get a chance to see a full good look at Gold Roger's ship. As a matter of fact, he's barely seen flashbacks. Yeah. Now, as for the main villain of this Impound Down, Magellan, he's okay. Yeah, he spends most of the time going to the bathroom because he has diarrhea. Yeah. Out of all the villains so far, I found a lot of them to be pretty interesting. The Warden of Impound Down, the first one before they replaced him, was Vice Warden. He was not very interesting at all. He's probably, I think his name was Magellan. Yeah, Magellan. Also, they introduced a few new characters. One is this Emperor IV, I think her name is. Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, according to info I know about this guy, I found about him. He's actually based upon the Tim Curry character from Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's basically based on him exactly. Heck, he kind of looks like Tim Curry when he's in his guy form. Yeah, he also can transfer into a woman for some reason. Yeah, he has his hormone fruit where he can change people's gender for no explained reason. Heck, he changed 2 people into women for no reason, just because he felt like it. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. They had a couple women, basically, who worked as guards. One was like the head guard, her name was Domino. And when I look at her, she kind of reminds me of, well, movies that the Cinema Snob basically has shown on his channel. Yeah, if you ever watch Cinema Snob, go see reviews Z-grade movies and basically Bomb of the Barrel movies. Basically, people may or may not have heard of. Those people think he may review porn, but not every single movie he reviews is porn. Yeah, I mean he reviews like big name movies, like he's reading like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Excuse me. her appearance reminds me of one of those women in SS uniforms. Yeah. And they even have a woman basically who's a dominatrix. And she dresses in pink. When I think of dominatrix, I think of basically women who wear black leather, not pink leather. And of course, her eyes are never shown at all the whole time she's seen. And she's seen this one arc. I think she appears like one other time after this, and that's it. Oh yeah, and for some reason after the time skip, she falls in love with Magellan, which at that point he became a vice warden because he failed at his job as warden. Yeah, and the vice warden kept having freaking revelations like he really wants to be warden so badly. Yeah, and this is a guy with a bear belly. Yeah, this guy is so stupid. The only time I thought probably, yeah, this guy I thought was a little more, I found him a little more interesting, let's say Magellan. He may not be a good villain, but at least he wasn't boring like Magellan was. Oh yeah, he's a guy who has poison. Yeah, his power is poison. He can form this Hydra stuff and this Venom thing. Out of all people who have different powers, he is the most least interesting character I have ever seen. I don't mind his appearance. His appearance is fine. I don't mind his dialogue. It's just that what they do with him is so stupid. Yeah, most of the time he's barely shown, and he doesn't get much to do anyways. And I would say the most funnest character of this whole entire arc is the three best characters aside from Luffy in this whole arc is Buggy, Bon Clay, and Mr. 3. These guys are so hilarious. Yeah. And it's good the fact they introduced a few new characters. And Jumba, I think his name is. Yeah, he was actually the last 7 warlords. Him I thought would be pretty interesting. He was a pretty interesting character. And the fact that he's a good friend of Ace, which was nice. But I didn't look up exactly who voices him. But yeah, he sounds pretty interesting. Otherwise, though, that's really it. Nothing else to say. It's a really good season. It's a good lead up to this pretty long season we're right now, which is 58 episodes long. Yeah, and it covers a lot of chapters in the manga. Okay, so that's it. Stay tuned for part. I think it's 13. Where I cover season 14, which is the main forward arc, and the post-war arc. Yep. But until then, I will see you there. Bye.